Guys, you can feel free to weigh in now, Shaq. You've heard from Shams. You saw the FBI director speaking about this. What do you think?
I know everybody that's at play, and I don't like to sit up here and be hypocritical about certain things. I homeboy gamble, honey. You know, bet it. You know, we've been on teams. We played cards, we played spades, we played tonk. But with that being said, every year they would give us forums on what and what not to do.
Just an update on the Chauncey Billups case, his gambling scandal that, you know, he was involved in, I believe it was last year. He's still pleading not guilty, and trial is set for November of this year, 2026.
You're following a high-profile case of federal court involving a Colorado basketball legend.
Yeah, Brian, Chauncey Billups expected in court today. He was part of the large indictment back in October of last year involving an alleged scheme with the mob to rig poker games. Today is the deadline to release the transcript ahead of November's jury trial. Prosecutors say Billups was a part of games backed by the mob in Manhattan, Las Vegas, and Miami, and the Hamptons. He was allegedly a face card. That means that they would use Billups to lure people in to play. According to court documents, these games were complex. They were using x-ray tables, rigged shuffling machines, and hand signs to make sure they were able to win hands. It's estimated that Billups may have made millions off these games. Ryan and Ashley Billups is facing serious charges, including money laundering and wire fraud. He's pleaded not guilty. There are reports that federal prosecutors have been offering plea deals to people in this case. It's not clear if Billups has been a part of those conversations.
Joel, thank you.
Why this story stood out to me, and I was shocked by it when it first happened last year, because Chauncey, he ain't a random former NBA player. You know, he was a champion with the Pistons. He was final MVP, all of that. Chauncey Billups is a Hall of Famer. And I guess most people would view Chauncey Billups as a good guy. You know, he seemed to me as a player that did what he had to do to win. He was a team player, basic point guard, but can take over games and when it needed. And I would have never thought he would be caught up in a federal gambling case. If you'd have told me this 5 or 6 years ago, I would have laughed at you. That's all what I'm trying to tell you. But when you think about it, gambling is everywhere now. You know, they got the apps, the FanDuel, Sports King, you know, all the different apps, ESPN Bet. So the league seemed to be cheating when it comes to bets. So I don't see what would be a big deal if they do it, because you're setting the standard when you do it as a league anyway. Gambling became normalized now, so they talking about giving him football numbers in jail.
Paid to participate in these underground poker games, essentially to entice players who might want to play poker alongside an NBA Hall of Fame player. Then they say those games were rigged. They would use high-tech equipment that was used to cheat and steal millions of dollars from gamblers. Some of that equipment included rigged card shuffling machines, hidden cameras, even special tables that could read what cards a player had when they placed them face down. They say that information was then relayed to an inside player at the table, so they knew what cards people had and they could win and again take millions of dollars. And investigators say the conspirators would then launder their winnings through shell companies and crypto. So Chauncey Billups faces 2 federal charges, one for wire fraud and one for money laundering, each carrying a max sentence of 20 years in prison. And the allegation is these games go back to 2019. Of course, he joined the team in 2021.
And if gambling became this normalized and everybody know that it's cheating, should you even be penalized that harsh? But, you know, I guess they trying to make an example out of Chauncey Billups because, you know, gambling threatens trust in the sport. You know, a lot of the fans, they want to believe the games are, you know, real. I used to believe they was real coming up. But, you know, one scandal can change and damage everybody's opinion on it and the league reputation. But Chauncey, man, if he get convicted of this, man, he blew an incredible career. This is gonna be the thing people remember him by a cheater, a scammer. Whether it's fair or unfair, that's just what it is. I mean, he was involved in, what they will call snitch on others, but he's taking the not guilty route, taking it to trial. You know, he's not saying a word. We'll see what happens. We'll update this case in November and see if he get found guilty or not. But I'm interested to know what you think about the Chauncey Billups gambling scandal case, and do you think he's going to get found guilty? Do you think he's going to be found innocent? And if you think he's going to be found guilty, how much time do you think they're going to give him? And do you think he's going to end up snitching on anybody? That's the question. But if you can, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Help the channel grow, family, and I'll holler at you at the next one. It's your boy Dizzle. I'm out. Peace.